was recently a vendor at Kimo Kawaii up in Conroe, Texas, on the outskirts of Houston. So, I'm going to be talking about the good, the ugly, and the expenses and profits. I'm going to be speaking on the good things first. Right off the bat, I knew some of the artist vendors. I vended with them before in past shows, and since this is our first year doing basically full-time vending, it was really nice to see their faces and talk more and hear their opinions here and there about the show. And a really amazing time that I had there was at the Japanese fashion show, what they're known for. So the Japanese fashion show was at the end of day 1 out of day 2, which was on Saturday, right after the vending hall closed. So that meant I had time to go see the show. It first started off with Yankee delinquents, and then with their own performance of fighting, choreographed fighting. And then there was the Gyarus, my favorites, and where they performed para para. And then the Yankees and the Gyaru did a performance together. It was so much fun. The second portion was Gothic Lolita, where they did their own little performance, and it was He-Man Lolita. And then they came together for also a choreographed dance. Next was the Cyberpunk. I was personally not a fan of not only the fashion, but the performance itself. The performance was kind of like go-go dancers on the side, just listening to the music. But I guess what made it seem a little bit lackluster is that it was right after the well-thought-out planned choreograph of both the He-Man and Gothic Lolitas. And lastly, it was Visual K. So, all the models went out, cheered for the Visual K. My Chemical Romance was playing, ending, and at the end you could take pictures with the models. I took a picture with a Gyaru girl. I loved her style. That was an amazing time. But now we get into the ugly. So, even though the Japanese fashion show was amazing, I wasn't there as a guest, I was there as a vendor. So, signing up for Kimo Kawaii, knowing that this was a Japanese fashion show, I expected Japanese fashion vendors. There was none besides me, and I don't have that much as of this moment, since I'm just one person doing all the sewing and so many ideas and whatnot. I can do things slowly over time, but I still want to do these events. I personally don't think I put out enough Japanese fashion as I wanted to. Regardless, there was no other Japanese fashion vendors, which was a huge disappointment. Another bad pointer is that I went into this knowing that it's the 5th year running, so I expected good things, a really good decent show for its size. But while Fat Daddy Nina, that's me, and my mascot Muscle Mike walked around the dealer's room, we saw a lot of drop shippers and resellers. Usually you expect that at every con. You're always going to have those people who are reselling. Makes sense. But the artist alley itself was so sadly small compared to the vendors. And because of that, and there were so many resellers, it was a lot of the same thing over and over again, which is boring. I feel like that's not a good indicator of a show. Even though it was a first come first serve, and I knew that, I thought that they were going to filter it in a way where it's not too repetitive, and also vendors that fit the whole theme, because it is a themed anime convention. It is Kimo Kawaii, where it's creepy cute. So I expected creepy cute vendors. But I don't know if it's because of the weather, but after speaking with a couple of vendors, apparently last year was a whole lot more better as a vendor. This year, I talked to about 15 to 20 vendors in both the vendor hall and the artist alley, and the majority of the people I talked with did not even make a table. We didn't make a table either, and we traveled from Dallas to Conroe, which was a 4-hour car ride, and then the hotel. So this this con was a major loss to us. And after Otaku Odyssey, that was honestly a really good show for us to right away get hit with Kimo Kawaii, and the complete opposite of not even us breaking even. It was a little bit disheartening. So speaking of the expenses, we made about half of the table from both day 1 and day 2. So no profits were made, and it is just losses from the business. So would I ever vend at Kimo Kawaii again? If things don't change, absolutely not. But for the next couple years, I will be looking if they filter out the vendors more and focus more on the Japanese fashion portion as well, where it is more within theme and not too repetitive. I would love to come back. I wouldn't mind traveling back again for Kimo Kawaii because I do see the great points of it. I just feel like they need to put more emphasis on it. And if they don't change too much booth prices. Because if they don't changes to the venues or the ticket prices and everything, I don't understand why the booth fees should go up too. So that's a little bit concerning, or something to keep an eye out. Other than that, I generally actually had fun at Kimo Kawaii. The traveling was not it. The vendor hall with the drop shippers and resellers, boring and not it. But I got to talk with a whole bunch of people, saw some pretty neat cosplays, and the Japanese fashion show was amazing. So maybe I'll attend it in the future as a guest. I don't know. We'll see. But thank you for watching this video. Give a like to Fat Daddy Nina, and give it up to our mascot, Muscle Mike, for doing the adventuring for us. AKA, that's me. And I'll see you next time. Bye!